Don't say a word. Just keep walking, real casual, okay? Let's do this. I'll show it to you, but you can't tell anybody else where it is, okay? Deal. They keep it way in the back with the really rare stuff. Hey, what's up? How goes it? Good to see you. The kids who work here don't know where it came from, of course, but neither do the old-timers. None of them bought it, so there's no tracking number. As far as they know, it's just always been here. Okay, this is where they usually keep it. Uh-oh. No, did somebody buy it? Oh, man! I would have bought it myself, but I just felt like it was too big, too valuable, like the kind of thing no one man should possess. Yes! Here it is. Okay. You sure you're ready for this? Because what I hold in my hand is not just gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your soul. Go ahead. Open it. If you dare. Hello there!
And welcome back to another episode of Wookiee's Oldies but Goodies. Today, guys, we are talking about yet another one of my favorite games of all time and the most rockin' game of all time, Brütal Legend. Brütal Legend has such a fascinating history. Similar to Dragon Age Origins, there's a wealth of information online that covers the development history of this game. So much information that it may be a bit too much to include in a single video. So I'll do my best to sum it all up for you. Grab yourself some hot chocolate, sit back, and enjoy the video. Brütal Legend, like so many other great games, originally started out as just a wild idea. Have you ever thought about making a game? If so, how many years have you been thinking about it? 2 weeks? 5 months? 1 year? 5 years? 10? Well, for Brütal Legend, this game was floating around in the head of an American game developer named Tim Schafer for nearly 20 freaking years. A longtime fan of heavy metal music, he came up with the idea while riding home on a bus. Yes, you heard me right. Great ideas sometimes come from strange places. Throughout the 1990s, Tim Schafer spent time as a game developer at LucasArts, helping to develop games like The Secret of Monkey Island and Grim Fandango. Two games that received much praise at the time and have received numerous ports on modern consoles. If I can find those on, Xbox, maybe we'll do maybe they'll wind up on the oldies list someday. Who knows? I'm pretty sure I might even have Grim Fandango already. I'll double check later. Anyway, in the year 2000, he founded the company Double Fine Productions, a game studio still operating today with over 24 plus games developed under their studio. They are probably best known for what many consider to be the greatest game of all time, Connect Party. Nah, just kidding. Of course, just kidding. They're most known for the game Psychonauts. Fooled you there for a second, huh? Anyone? Okay. Brütal Legend came into development in 2007, and they started building the game world based around the main character, Eddie Riggs, played by Jack freaking Black, one of my favorite actors of all time. While initially the studio struggled to find a publisher, they eventually were picked up by Electronic Arts, and at the time, when asked about Brütal Legend, EA CEO John Riccitiello, I'm not even going to try and say that again, said sometimes significant creative risks end up being some of the world's best products. Essentially, Brütal Legend was born out of Tim's love for metal music, and the Double Fine Productions infused together elements of fantasy, Norse mythology, action-adventure, real-time strategy, and lots of heavy metal music. Add in some great talents like Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy from Motorhead, and Jack freaking Black. Let's not forget Tim freaking Curry, and you have yourself an amazing game. It remains one of the most unique video games that I've ever had the pleasure to experience. The personal connection for this game for me is I feel extra special and personal. In almost a reenactment of the game's opening video, I stumbled upon Brütal Legends at a GameStop. Like most other games in the Oldie series, I came across this long after its initial release. So long in fact that the game was greatly discounted. Yay, saving money! Actually, that was the whole reason I got it, was because it was so cheap. I took it home, popped it in my old 360, and had my soul rocked to the core. It blew me away with its story, its gameplay, and it was full of surprises. They literally handcrafted an entire mythology custom for this game. That's something rarely seen in these type of games. Like, that's something rarely seen outside of RPGs. Playing as Eddie Riggs, exploring the world, I wish I could play it over again for the first time. The story of this game is metal as fudge. A roadie from Earth named Eddie Riggs, played by Jack Black, of course, is crushed while attempting to save a stupid member of a quote-unquote metal band from falling to his death. He saves the kid, gets crushed, and blood gets into his belt buckle, which summons Ormagodon, the Fire Beast, a giant metal monster who transports Eddie to a new metal-themed world. He takes an axe from a bunch of weird monks, meets up with a girl named Ophelia, builds a car, kills a giant worm, and meets up with Lars and his sister Lita. The rest of the game is Eddie and his new friends gathering allies and winning battle after battle to free this world from an evil dictator played by Tim Curry. Did I mention this game is crazy but awesome? The controls for the game were expertly handcrafted for an amazing experience. It's effortless to switch from hack and slash to song spells to driving, and the RTS section is unique even compared to other RTS games. The game makes full use of every button on the controller, and the combos feel smooth and easy to pull off, truly making you feel like a powerful hero of metal. Gameplay is actually an interesting topic with this game, as although the bulk of the game is hack and slash, there are several other gameplay elements to discuss. Let's start with the obvious, the hacking and the slashing. One of your main weapons in the game is an epic battle axe, which you use to decimate your opponents with a variety of moves. Your other main weapon is your guitar, which is in the style of a classic flying V. Oh, by the way, it's also magical, and you use it to do two things. The first is that you shred on it, and your intense rock and roll licks cast a variety of spells. Electrical, pyro, morale boost, and animal summoning, just to name a few of these spells. And they all assist you in further tearing your enemies to bits. The other use for your guitar is casting spells outside of battle that allow you to do things like summon your car, and you do this by playing a song on your guitar, which you do by way of a very creative QuickTime event. As previously mentioned, you get to drive a car, which is known as the Deuce, and the Deuce is one bitchin' car. The controls, I will say, are a bit odd, to say the least. It's simultaneously the best and worst driving controls I've ever experienced. It's truly something you will just have to play to see. The last gameplay element is actually a surprising one, and that is the real-time strategy / tower defense. And ordinarily I'm not a fan of these type of games, but this game I feel makes it unique and a lot of fun, especially when you get into the later sections of the game, and Eddie gains the ability to fly above the battlefield. That is when I feel this game truly shines and when the RTS truly becomes fun. When you're able to fly up and oversee the entire battlefield and control everything all at once. The graphics are a little rough, but just simply a product of their time. Don't let that stop you. The visual style and charm is more than enough to make up for dated graphics. There's no other way to describe it. The audio is fan-freaking-tastic. Yes, there's of course the sound effects, but this game has one of, if not the best game soundtracks in gaming history. It includes 107 songs personally selected by the director herself, and it was designed to be loved by metal fans. And it was through this game that I actually discovered many songs and bands that I continue to love to this day, including Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force. So final thoughts on this game? It kicks ass, man. Of course it does. It has its flaws, but so do plenty of other games. Remember, there is no such thing as a perfect game. Its positives far outweigh the negatives, and especially if you are a fan of hack and slash or of rock and roll, then I highly recommend this game. At the time of this recording, Brütal Legends is actually on Xbox Game Pass, so you can get it basically for free. What are you waiting for? Download it now! Well guys, that does it for another episode of Wookiee's Oldies but Goodies. I want to thank all of you for watching this episode and all the episodes in 2020. I wish you all a much, much, much better 2021, and I will see you all next time. Love, Wookiee.